everyone, this One Piece chapter was amazing. It's the only place I have left to escape the harsh reality I live. My boss fired me from my job this past week, and with no income, I don't have any money and I'm facing homelessness. There's only like 3 water bottles in my fridge and I've been eating less than 900 calories a day to survive. My life has truly deteriorated into a ceaseless nightmare and the only emotion I experience anymore is exhaustion. Thankfully, One Piece is the fleeting glimmer of hope in the abyss of hell I call my life. The cover page this month is just an apology from Oda, and, it really makes me sad to look at. So Ginny was kidnapped by a celestial dragon who really wanted to marry her or something like that, and then it's later reported that the entire revolutionary army was annihilated in a surprise attack by the world government. So basically, the revolutionary army is traveling around trying to figure out where she is. Since she was kidnapped, the revolutionary army is going from place to place basically looking for her and fighting with people. So it turns out that Bonney is the child that was born from Jinny and the celestial dragon. Stupid slut. I really hate Jinny. I don't know why, I just do. Maybe it has more to do with my current mental state than her actual character. I'd hate to critique Sensei Oda's craft. This is his bread and butter. He's been working on it for 20 years straight. Who am I to say he's writing a bad character? 2 years later, Jinny contracted a mortal disease called Sapphire scale. Maybe it's a rare disease that only happens when you have sexual intercourse with a celestial dragon. Maybe it's something that flows through their royal blood. It's a very rare disease, even more rare than Amber Lead syndrome, which was what Law had. For anyone who's curious, all the disease really does is makes them turn blue if they go into any sort of natural light. So like if they walk out under the moonlight or the sunlight, or really just like go outside probably at all. If they're basically in any sort of natural light at all, they just turn blue and their skin gets hard like rocks and scales. Yeah, sapphire scales, Sapphire like blue, scales like scales type shit. So basically, she becomes unrecognizable due to the disease, and the celestial dragon's really not trying to hit that no more, so he just gets rid of her and returns her to the whatever kingdom, bro. And yeah, he left Bonney with the 5 elders from the island. Then Jinny called the revolutionary army from inside the church where she lived with Kuma. During their conversation, they identified Jinny's location, so Kuma teleported to the Sorbet Kingdom. Jinny said one last thing to Kuma, but he couldn't hear it because he was teleporting where Jinny was. Jinny said, "Kuma, I love you. This cheating slut. She was supposed to be mine." Ow! I just cut myself because of that. I hope you're happy. Thankfully, when Kuma arrived at the kingdom, she was already dead. She already died. Oh yeah, and then on her gravestone, her name was Jinny, so I guess that's confirmed her name, even though that's already what her name was. So basically, Kuma decided to raise Bonney, her daughter, with the 5 elders' help, and Kuma teleported to the revolutionary army from time to time. We can see some montages of his activity, including him training with Sabo. But then, Bonney started to develop the disease too, so Kuma decided to quit the revolutionary army and take care of her. Of course, Monkey D. Dragon allowed it, and he told Kuma that he will ask doctors, if they could help her out. Yeah, be a real. So basically, Kuma just kept her locked inside the church all day, and would bring her books from different islands, and that is where he came up with the "if you could travel anywhere, where would you like to go" thing that he smacked that one Monster High girl with. So around 5 years pass, and he is talking to a doctor, and basically Bonney was listening while they were talking, and she heard them say something that made her think that her illness would be cured when she was 10, but the doctor was actually saying that once she turns 10, her illness would just be worsening, and that every day would get worse for her, kind of like how my life's recently been. Kuma would always tell Bonney about how her disease would be cured one day to be all optimistic and stuff, and now that he knows that will never happen, he doesn't know what to say. 1 more year's passed, and we're now 5 years from the present story, and Bonney's only 6 years old, which means there's some trickery happening. The chapter ends with the old king of Sorbet Kingdom arriving and just starting to kill all the citizens, and they all kind of go to Kuma for help, and to be continued. Well, sadly, this is the worst part of making these videos, having them end. Making these chapter reviews has really helped me get my mind off the fact that my girlfriend left me. When I close the Shonen Jump app and put my phone down, I'm greeted with an empty picture frame that used to have me and my girlfriend in it. When I look at it, I'm overwhelmed with the urge to drag the razor I have placed in my nightstand across my arm. Now I just spend my days isolated in my room. But the pain has to come to an end at some point, right?